How we doing there, boys and girls? Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome. It's Monday. The weekend goes remarkably fast nowadays, doesn't it? Speedy, you know. How are you all doing? Welcome in. Oh, dear Lord. Coffee on the go. Coffee muchos needed this morning. We're going to start it off with a bit of retail action, believe it or not. We've been doing so much stuff with beta recently that I need to play catch up a little bit with retail. I've come to the conclusion that we need to get Project Pet, swinging on all cylinders now. With 9.2.7, we have a monstrous advantage of that we can spread gold about really easily. It's a bit of a time-intensive process because you've got to make characters on realms and you've got to find items to buy to then relist to buy on it. It's a bit of a time, it takes time. But if you can spread gold out a little bit, opportunities, make themselves appear. But welcome in, boys and girls. We're going to work a little bit on retail for a bit. We've got the WoW economy report, which I had a little bit of a flick through, and I'm nicely featured in this week's WoW economy report. So thank you once again, Samadan. Appreciate it. But there's some other cool information in that as well that we'll go through. And I just want to get, back up to speed, get rocking and rolling again. A couple of days off, practically not even played WoW for 2 days. Short of, a quick relist of auctions here and there. So time to see what's going on. Just back from a pre-dinner walk. Keeping that exercise on the go. Welcome in, Nether Mage. Good to see you. Hope you're well. But yeah, nothing too strenuous, nothing too stressful today. Just getting some basics to start the week off nicely, I reckon. Keeping things ticking over. More importantly, got to let the caffeine kick in. Get the caffeine kick in. That's why we got the tunes on the go this morning. Need to get the the caffeine injected to our blood system. No coffee and no gold makes Mantheus something. Right. I see you're quite prominent in the economy blog. Yes. Shout out to Samadan for that one. There was some good things to talk about this week. There was definitely some good things to talk about in what was a little bit of a slower week. This is what's kind of quite helpful, that you can cherry pick some of the good stuff. Let's hang on. These tunes, my lord. Looked at YouTube and there's a distinct lack of Dragonflight beta profession and crafting stuff. Me and Soul are basically it. Yeah, Soul's doing a really good job at the moment. He's stealing the show for sure, without question. But it is surprising that not many other people. But it's not most people's bread and butter. It's not what people are used to. It's one of those where it's a little bit foreign to some players in the first place, crafting and all of that sort of stuff. So, they're all about their class guides. They're all about, this is the new dungeon. Even Mr. GM, for example, he's doing a good job of covering most things, but normally, under normal circumstances, profession's not really, his jam. He's more into, your regular sort of leveling guides and exploring the zones and the reputations and all of this sort of stuff. The well-established content creators are just not used to covering professions, and it's blatantly clear that most people don't realize just quite what of an impact they're going to have in Dragonflight. They're like, oh yeah, professions are having a new coat of paint, but they don't quite realize just how much professions are being tied in to like literally all aspects of it. There's going to be specific crafting tables in the dungeons. People are going to want to potentially, run a dungeon, not for the loot that's in the dungeon, just to get to the crafting table to do some stuff. Because the crafting table, I believe, is locked behind bosses in a dungeon even. So you've got to actively be doing that dungeon. And there's a good chance that, you know, drops from mythic and heroic raids are going to be all of a sudden like, well, what do I do with this? Oh, you mean this allows me to work with a crafter to make a piece of gear? Oh, shit. Does that mean I need professions now? I don't think most people are going to be prepared for it. And I just straight up do not believe people even assume that the professions will play that much of a part. But we'll see. And weirdly, there seems to be, there's a gap in the market for some new content creators, I think, for World of Warcraft stuff. Some of the old dogs are finding it hard to learn new tricks. Especially people like Bellula, who've been doing it for a long time, but now has vested interest in far more than just what's going on with World of Warcraft. Kalani's still keeping up, doing a good job. Kalani keeps pumping videos out, which are nice. They're less frequent, which is a good thing. But then they're quite, you know, detailed and feature-rich when they do come about. I just kind of wish, from my perspective, I played a little bit more of the game. I feel stupid talking about class guides and, you know, dungeon run guides and this sort of stuff, because it's not the kind of gameplay that I actually engage in. I'll talk about professions all day long, though, as you guys are probably well aware of. Right, let's get some stuff on the go, though. I want to be cautious that I don't just sit here and talk to you guys all day. As much as I enjoy the conversation, we need to be a little bit productive. Rated back in the day. These days, I'm 1,000% just crafting profession interested. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Dragonflight. It's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be a make or break expansion for me, I feel. Now that they've decided to go in this direction with the game, if it's taken well by the mass community, great. If not, I think if they have to start reverting changes, I worry, because obviously I look at Dragonflight as the new expansion. It's all shiny and positive. I look at it from the perspective of, well, what are they going to do after Dragonflight? Dragonflight's what, the 8th expansion, 9th expansion, something ridiculous? I can't even remember right now. But they must have a plan of action for what they're going to do after. They must have an idea of what they're going to be doing after Dragonflight. And I would really hope that they would take the things like the new crafting system and continue it. But it's clearly going to be a lot of hard work. Developing it all, implementing it all. It's going to be a lot of hard work to make it all gel together and for all of the pieces of the jigsaw to fit nicely. It's going to be a lot of hard work that if it isn't well received, they'll can it. They'll just scrap it like they do with everything. This is one thing that Blizzard are not scared about doing, is just straight up deleting a system from the face of the earth if it's not successful. We see this every single expansion. They come up with a fantastic idea, and whether it's liked or whether it's not liked, they'll, you know, is whether they decide to keep it or scrap it. I'm hoping these changes to the crafting system, especially the fundamentals of how crafting works, you know, that now we're having a tiered quality system. Materials are now coming in different forms. We're having additional secondary stats for influencing crafting. How many materials does an item need to be made with? You know, how many of them can you produce? How quickly can you produce them? The whole inspiration thing of, you know, in the early days that you can become inspired and, you know, on a percentage basis craft something slightly higher quality than you would do normally. If all of this is taken quite nicely by the community and they keep it going forward, great. That's going to put professions in an aspect of gameplay that I will enjoy forever and a day. The issue, though, is if they do all of this and they put it all in the game and people just see it as a hindrance and something else that they have to grind through, that they're not necessarily interested in doing, they'll complain about it and they won't enjoy doing it. Torghast is really fun until you feel like you have to do it. As soon as you feel like you have to do Torghast, the system fell apart very quickly. Even though, on paper and even in practice, Torghast can be really quite fun. You've got to be careful with these things. This is a video game. People play it for entertainment. The second it's not entertaining, people dip. So we'll see how it pans out. We'll see how it plays out. Problem is when they make good systems and then they scrap it next expansion because it isn't lore related or whatever reasons. See, in that scenario, that's a bit odd, yeah. But normally the lore can be crafted around whatever the hell they're doing. You got to remember they do make the story, right? they can push the story in whichever direction they want it to go. Realistically, sure, there's some basics to the storyline, but they can twist it and push it in directions if they need to. Torghast was fun for the first wing each week, but then you had to do another one, and you went from max power to 0 if you did them back to back, and it felt really bad. It's yeah, the weird scenario with Torghast was, I mean, we've talked, it's 2 years old at this point, but we've talked about Torghast a lot. But the fact was that they stopped you just as you felt you were getting powerful. The first few levels of Torghast were always kind of meant to be right. You're getting a few abilities and you're gaining your OP-ness, your power, and then you blast, and then you just do silly things, right? That and it was 6 floors to begin with, and you felt like you were just getting powerful enough to start doing some ridiculous things, and was having more fun towards the end of it, and then boom, it's over, GG, done. So Twisting Corridors came along. Twisting Corridors kind of was like, right then, just keep going. But the downside with Twisting Corridors was that there was no reason to do it. And in a game where absolutely every feature of the game rewards you, like from every angle, to then put a feature of the game that doesn't reward you at all, nobody chose to do it. Because why would you choose to do the thing that doesn't give you any rewards when all of these other things give you all of the rewards? So, and then it was, struck by the overuse of rewards in other aspects of the game. So it wasn't even its own downfall at that point. But yeah, where am I at? This is the shrine. This is Mr. Pandaria, the shrine. You have assuming your character has engineering, you have a mailbox, you have an auctioneer, you have a guild bank, and you have a regular bank, all within, under normal circumstances, no need to move. Yeah, shrine is 7 stars. The Alliance one is slightly better than the Horde one. If you play Horde, you do have to move a little bit, but the Alliance one, you can practically just chill, and it's all good. Twisting Corridors did reward you, but it was just one playthrough and you were done. Well, yeah, the other slight downside. See, this is where they missed the mark with Torghast. Torghast, like, it's modelled obviously on a roguelite. It's modelled on a roguelite, but roguelites feed you power regardless of whether you complete it or not, which is the exact opposite of what they did with Torghast. You gained absolutely nothing unless you complete it. And so Twisting Corridors was then exponentially more annoying when you spend 45 minutes playing through it and then just get one shot and you realise that you're at your limit now, you've hit the wall, you can't actually go any further, and all of that, then, well, what do? Do you just do it again and just hope you get better, yeah. It's frustrating because Blizzard do this all the time. These wonderful systems that you can look at them and you'd be like, you know what, this could be incredible. And they just, half cook it. When it's raw in the middle, it's not good for anybody. Wow, look at the numbers of these materials, man. 2.3 million heavy callus hide, 8.2 million callus hide. This was up to like 13 million yesterday. Look how much of it. Like, you can buy 3.1 million callus hide for 62,000 gold. Flip it, I dare you. There's probably 100 million callus hide just sat in people's bags. It's mental. $3.1 million callus hide for 62k. You run and do a few callings, you can buy 3 point something million. It's just actually madness. It's so funny how it's all bottlenecked up at the bottom as well. 2 million just chill. See, somebody's done it. Look, somebody's done it. Somebody's tried. This is clearly. There's no way there's 2 million listed here at exactly 1 gold without somebody deciding that, you know what, I'm going to buy 2 million and relist it here and see what happens. I can buy 8 million callus hide for 2 million gold. I can buy nearly 6 million for 200k. Actually bonkers crazy. There's gonna have to just come a point, right, where people just send it all to a character and just let it expire. Buy it all on a character and then just let it expire. To just delete it out the system. Somebody's got to take one for the team. The funny thing is it doesn't cost anything to take one for the team anyway, but I'm not going to throw 62,000 gold in the bin for no reason. But neither's anybody else. If only there was a, if only there was a use for all of this. There is a use for all of this, but it also then requires desolate leather to do it, which is where the floor price is set. Odd. Odd situation. Very odd. It's dangerous being on those commodities whilst having a buy and confirm macro setup. Yeah, you accidentally press a button and you just quickly bought a lot more stuff than you expect to. The other end of the market, though, we still got Pog Essence above 1,000 gold in the EU. That's a surprise to see. There was a bit of a shock to the system about a week ago, where it dipped in value greatly. But it's clear, like the second Wrath of the Lich King really pops off, retail is dead. Most players will at least go and dabble in Wrath of the Lich King, I reckon. Essences are all still floating around the same sort of price. A lithium ore at 22 gold a piece. Jesus. Damn. I still remember paying 100 gold plus for a lithium ore on a regular basis. And that wasn't all that long ago either. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted by the auction house. What I wanted to do is I was taking a little bit of a look at what's been going on with Project Pet. If I open this up, I've been trying to take a little bit of a look at just over the last 3 months. Like, we haven't been flipping pets for all that sort of long, but I wanted to start taking a look at what's going on here. We've been hovering for a while at about a negative 4 million profit. And you can see when I was really starting to ramp it up and really starting to focus on Project Pet, we had a couple of good sort of weeks of sales. But this was, I was putting in like multiple hours of effort cancelling and relisting pets to get this. So this is not normal. This sort of like what at the moment seems to average out at about 300k a week. But 300k a week is only revenue, right? So we're not making like significant profit from this yet in any way, shape or form. We're making profit on what we're selling, but we're not selling enough. And we're not selling enough at high value to make it worthwhile the effort currently. Up until this point with Project Pet, I've been spreading pets around. I think I'm now on 28, 30 servers, something along those lines. I can't remember the exact number at this point, but we've got pets kicking about in multiple places. We've got a little bit of gold spread about in multiple places. I don't know how many characters this is, but a few German servers, a few French servers, and a Spanish server as well. But when we started this was all pre 927, so we didn't have the auction house shenanigans going on. So what it allowed, or what we had to do, was do quick transactions on low quality stuff to be able to take gold from a big realm, buy a pet, sell it on a smaller realm. Didn't really matter if we made profit on the pet or not. We just needed to sell it to get some gold there. We don't have that problem anymore. We do not have the problem of the, oh, well, I don't have gold on that server, because I could, in theory, if I wanted to, just transfer like 100, 200,000 gold or a token's worth of gold to practically every single server, so that as and when a deal or an opportunity pops up, we can either have gold already there to snag it quickly, or easily and quickly transfer gold there to be able to take advantage of it. So I think now, if I want to continue more so with Project Pet, and I want to start ramping up this number into positive numbers, to have spent nearly a gold cap on pets, and to have only had... To be fair, though, I would also like to clarify that in what is considered a slow-selling market, I'm surprised we've spent nearly 10 million gold and made nearly 6 million gold of sales. This is still more sales than I would have actually expected going into this project. I was expecting to be minus 10, minus 15, minus 20 million gold for a long time, until things, until we had a big enough inventory that things would start to sell on a more frequent basis, and I would then only need to be cherry picking the absolute cheapest of cheap deals. But it's pretty good for the off season. But see, this is it. This is always what I wanted Project Pet to be. If we're going to go and sell pets in many places, it's never going to be my main way of making gold, but it's a way for me to invest the gold that I make, on the on season, when gold making's good, when crafting is just chunking out gold faster than you can blink, when gathering is 50 to 100k an hour. In those sorts of time frames, you can make a lot of gold very quickly. Project Pet was a way for me to spend a bunch of it and, see some profit from it slowly. You consider it, in the real world, you consider it like investments. You're putting gold in something without the expectation of getting it back very quickly. But when it does come back, even if it takes a long time, you should hopefully get more back than what you put in. But what I do need to try and achieve now is I need to up the average sale value. So if we do I can do some numbers here. I can do some maths. We can take a look at, we've done 1,262 sales, but 5, 7, 820. If we divide that by the amount of sales we've had, 1,262 pets we've sold, gives us an average sale price of 4.5 thousand gold. I need to get that. I need to at least double that, really. If I can double that, if I can get an average sale value of above 10k while still maintaining a similar number of sales, we should be all right. Then it kind of makes it worthwhile doing still, even when it's on season. Because the difficulty is every 48 hours now, it's taking me a couple of hours to go through and relist all the pets. So I need to account for that somewhere. I need to be aware that I'm spending time relisting all of these pets, and I'm spending time hunting the good deals down. Now, eventually, we'll probably twist this market away from pets and into sort of more exotic items. Items to which there are less of, and to items to which usually hold a much higher average value. We've been dealing with like 5 to 10k pets for the most part for this, and hence why our average sale price is 4,500 gold. Do you regret starting it? No, not at all. Not at all. The exact opposite. It's a slow burn, but I expected it to be a slow burn. And you don't learn this sort of stuff until you do it. You can hopefully you can vicariously learn through my experiences at least a little bit, but the reality is you tend not to learn this stuff until you've done it yourself. And doing it now is the best time to do it. If I was to try and start Project Pet, just as Dragonflight launches, terrible idea. Far better things I could be doing with my time. But in the off season, in the downtime, it's been a very good little adventure to go on. Honestly, losing 4 million gold is no problems whatsoever. No issues whatsoever. I'd have paid 4 million gold to gain the knowledge I've got from it. Eventually, I will, the second I stop buying pets and just liquidate them, if I was to liquidate the rest of my pets and sell them all off, we'd have still made a good profit on this if I was to sell everything. But because there's still 1,000 or so pets. See, that's interesting. There's still actually only about 1,000 pets kicking about across all of the realms. I really need to up those numbers, If I just up the numbers considerably, maybe we just need to spend another gold cap on pets. Spend another 10 mil on pets, but spend it on slightly higher ticket items. Spread them a little bit further afield. Maybe I'm being too cautious. This is good. Good emphasis to me that the system works. I just need to now do it a little bit more aggressively, I imagine. Out of curiosity, what's my average buy price? 9,764,944. Divide that by 2,205. Practically exactly the same. Yeah, okay. See, that's what I was assuming. My average buy price, my average sell price is practically the same. Because what I was buying and what I was selling was with the mindset of just spreading gold about. Now I don't need to do the spreading gold about bit. I can spread gold about easier by just using the region-wide auction house. I can find commodity items to get gold in different places quite easily. What I need to do now is start upping the sale average of stuff, finding stuff that's a little bit less represented, slightly rarer items. Maybe taking a little bit of a look at some of the stuff that we've actually had some success on selling right now, and trying to find out what good options there could be. I think the protoform synthesis pets are still a big win. There's the chance that a lot of them are going to be going quite cheap at the moment. Additionally to that, I would also suspect that there'll be a few people buying up the last ones before we leave Shadowlands. There might be some collectors finishing a collection sort of thing. And if they can't be bothered to go, grind them, they'll just look to the auction house to complete their set. Leaping Leopard. Leaping Leopard. Leaping Leopard. 325 of them across the EU. Draenor is literally one of the cheapest in existence for them. 7 of them apparently on Silvermoon. For 15k a piece. Damn, they're cheap. And this is, in theory, what I need to just start doing. Rather than scanning each server for, deals, I just need to start looking and focusing more so on, I don't know, a list of 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 pets. Finding where the good deals are, going and buying them when they're good deals. Because this is the advantage you have with pets, right? It doesn't matter where you buy it. You can buy it and sell it anywhere you want. The trick is to take it from the cheap places and sell it in the high places. We can buy these. We can yoink those, because they're pretty remarkably cheap for what they are. But it becomes, it's going to become a little bit of a money management game. In terms of it's going to be getting gold in the places you need gold and always maintaining a certain amount of gold in certain places at certain times, which is going to be the trick. So now, for example, I'm down to only 15k on this server, which is not a good position to be in, because it's a big population server to where I would probably need a sizable amount of gold. There's probably going to become lots of options for buying stuff on these sorts of realms. So now, for example, is where I would probably want to then look at a server that's got lots of gold on it and do a commodity flippity-doodah. Summons a large number of imps in the underbelly. Okay. Interesting. It's not a commodity though. Move a mill over to XYZ. Yeah. That's my thought. I just want to try and, on realms where I frequently end up buying stuff, I just want to keep a mill also just there at all times. So that, yeah, it becomes... hang on, how many zeros was that? Dummy, I'm doing it on the same account. Can't do it on the same account. Draenor would be 2, but you have gold there, I assume. I'm gonna have to transfer a gold cap over to Draenor, I think, because I'm gonna need to spend big on that realm. More importantly, I have a sneaky suspicion that Draenor is likely to become... there's a very good chance that Draenor is likely to become my home realm. I find it very, very tough to believe I will end up anywhere but the biggest server, because it just suits my playstyle. Yeah, it suits my playstyle a lot to just have characters and have my main operation set up on one of the biggest servers, especially with the way that Dragonflight looks in terms of crafting. More customers equals more opportunities. What are we doing all the way over here? Oh, the lag. Lord. I think TSM's doing TSM things. Ah! Stop being slow. Can I get some FPS today? Yeah, Zygor, great, thanks. Now this is where I should have paid attention to what flipping scroll it was. I'm quite sure it's the scroll of stamina. Let's check. let's not accidentally end up buying the wrong thing. It should be the one that's lit. There we go. It's the one that's listed at 1,000,000 gold. I'm not going to buy it yet until I actually clarify that that was the right one. Ah, screw it. Risk it for biscuit. Boom. Most expensive scroll of stamina ever purchased. Why is my game still running like a dog? Hey, it's just registered the sale. There we go. 1 million incoming. Boom. That'll land in our mailbox in 60 minutes then. And this is practically what I'm going to need to do. I'm just going to need to filter gold about places. Now, obviously, I take a 5% cut on that, so I lost 50k just transferring the gold over there. But having the gold in the right place, I'll make that, however much it costs me to send gold places, I will hopefully more than make back by the items I'll then be able to buy at cheaper prices. So, just those 4 pets, what were they? So, the leaping leopard things. These things have a... if we look, these things have a regional average sale price of 30k. Now, we were buying them for less than half. We bought them for practically half the regional sale average, which gives us loads of room to put those on some other servers and sell them for more. Loads of room to move. Double your money situation. So even on those 4 pets, we potentially made 60k profit, even if all we do is sell them at the regional sale average. But I'll probably put them on realms where they either don't exist or either, you know, are high in value. So let's look at another one. What else is on our list that might be interesting? The archetype of motion. The archetype of motion, another protoform synthesis one. It's archetype, isn't it? I always call it archetype. Which one was the one I was looking at? The one of motion, I think, wasn't it? Maybe it was this one. We've had some reasonable success of this. There's a lot of them kicking about, though. But is there places where we can get them cheap? There are places we can get them remarkably cheap. We can get them for as low as 8,000 gold a piece. 8,000 gold a piece we can get those for. We've had success selling these for all day long for like 13, 14k a piece. My average buy price was 9.6k though. This is interesting, actually. This is interesting to see that there's a good suggestion that the protoform synthesis pets are actually starting to go up in value, which is odd. I've seen this on a few of them. The ability to buy them at rock bottom prices is not so great at the moment. I don't have a character on Azagos, but I do have characters on Hyjal. And the question is do I want to go blow a bunch of gold on Hyjal to buy them at 9k a piece? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50k. 50k for some of these on Hyjal. Big French realm, I think, if I remember right. Hyjal. Now, my aim is to sell them middle of the pack sort of price. So if I'm buying them at 10k, selling them at 20k should be my aim. I'll turn the music down a bit. Right, let's go Hyjal. Do we have gold on Hyjal? Come back for that. This is also going to be a bit of a slow and steady, approach to it at the beginning. But it's one that, like I said, it's one of those things that it starts off really slow, but you just get into a rhythm with it eventually, and you start doing it without even actually thinking about doing it, and it gets very fast. This is equally one of those things. It's a bit weird to stream it, though, right? It's a bit weird to stream this sort of stuff because it's very prone to, you know, I'm doing the hard work in terms of hunting down the deals. It only takes somebody to be listening to then go, you know, just wait for me to do the hard work and then snag the deals before they, you know. Do we have gold over here? We've got some gold. Oh, if that bid wasn't long. Do we reckon... Let's just buy it anyway. Snowball effect. In a way, yeah. Once it, you know, once it falls into the category of muscle memory, we're all good. Eh? Oh, that's the other account. That's... Okay, that's going to happen a few times. I can't prevent that. Alright, let's take a little look at others. Shellies. Bought a bunch of Shellies. We've been able to sell a few of them for an average of 33k. Another protoform synthesis one. $350 across the EU. Draenor's already one of the cheapest prices at 24. We can get them for as low as 20k if we can get our butt onto Grimbatol, Frostmane, or Agra, some Portuguese realms. Don't have tunes on any of those realms, unfortunately, but even 24k on Draenor's not the worst price for these. On the basis that we've been selling them at 33. Still not really big enough of a markup there for me to be too interested. It plateaus into... Wow, what's going on here? Somebody's practically just set 50k as the going rate for this one. Look. There's a huge amount of servers where it's just like, you know what? Boom, 50k. That's quite funny. But the lion's share of them are all sort of 30. Okay. Yeah, if I had characters on these realms, I might go pick some up at 20k, but I don't. I don't, unfortunately. And 24k, that extra 4,000 gold is kind of chipping into my margin quite aggressively, considering that the likelihood is right now 33, 40k is where they'd sit. Do I want to go and spend a bunch of gold on Draenor to pick up some of these? And even then, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 125k. Agrafrost main Grimbatar. Yeah, I know it's the same. I don't have characters on any of them, so at least you won't have to do gold transfer. I don't think I'm that flush for cash on Draenor even. I've spent most of my gold on Draenor. I need to transfer some more over there. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think there's any deals on Shelly that I'm going to take up on. What else have we got going on here? Indigo. We've only ever sold one of those. I don't think these things sell anywhere near as frequently as I'd like them to. Big ticket one, though. I'm not entirely sure. These are big ticket for a reason, though. 232 of them available. What is going on down here? Oh my lord, look at the prices some of these have gone for recently. This is because there's clearly many realms out there where they just don't ever appear. And then somebody gets one and it's just like, oh, I don't know. Damn. 2 gold, one got sold for 1,000 gold, 2,000 gold, 4,000 gold. That's a somebody's meant to put like 40k in there. You can tell there's none on those realms anymore though. The cheapest you're getting an Indigo for right now is still 90k. Russian servers, there we go. There seems to be a relatively strict wall by somebody at about 170k for this one, and then a few more up. But it's one of those pets that people are not really all that interested in. Not super interested in. Certainly not for me to be... See, I've bought a bunch of Indigos for less than what the cheapest price currently is, so I've got to sell a few more, I think, before I buy a few more. Seems sensible to me. Archetype of predation. What do we got going on over here then? Draenor's one of the cheapest prices again. Cheapest realms again. There's 2 on Gorduni for 15k. They're a bit of a steal. Once again though, Draenor and Silvermoon frequently been crafted and sold for less than 20k. What's our gold situation looking like on Draenor? Could be sensible for me to transfer some gold over here, because I sense I'm going to need it. If not now, in the future. Makes a lot more sense to have my gold on some of the bigger realms. Goes a lot further. I got 500,000 over here. That's something. That's something. Do I want to pick up some of these? There's 2. Wrong one. They're not super cheap, but we can double up on those. Archetype of renewal. If we can get those sub 15k. Oh, Dentag, Taran Mill, 12k a piece. They're surprisingly cheap. One, two, three, 4 of them. Two of them had already disappeared. Whether somebody bought two of them or whether they're just the Oribos exchange is a little bit out of date. Equally possible. Was there any more anywhere else at around that sort of price? That was clearly the cheapest realms. Gorduni as well. This realm is popping up frequently as being very, very cheap. I clearly need to have some gold on this realm. No, this one. Is that a Russian server though? Ah, it's a Russian server. Okay, that makes sense. That's going to be a bit more annoying to do things with. I imagine it's the full pop Russian server, right? I guess it's one of these. I guess it's one of these. I don't know. I guess it's one of these. They still need gold to play, right? To my understanding, yeah. They're going to be very cheap because it's a dying breed of servers, unfortunately. It's the first on the list. It's this one. Yeah, I imagine. It's the one that looks like it starts with top. Cheers. I'm not going to start making characters on the Russian realm. I don't think you even can you? I think you need to, yeah, you're trying to play on a realm with a different language, sure. Some shenanigans you have to do to even make characters on this one. And then up to 14k on Kazakh. Okay, what else are we looking at? Microlysid. Not sold many of these, but they seem to be a higher value one. For as little as 25k. Oof. You need to change the client language. You can't log into English at the same time. And it's like playing a Klingon game. You better know your menu positions off by heart. Just keep a screenshot of the English version up on the side. Can you get Google Translate to just load Google Translate on your phone and just hold it at your screen? Play off your phone screen. 20. Oh, we can take some off Taran Mill actually. Do we want to dip our toes into some of these? 30k is not a bad price for those. What have we been paying for them? Average buy price of 52. Damn, they're dipping. Some apps to translate like that. Not sure if Google Lens works on desktop. I'm sure there'd be some fancy way to do it. I'm sure you could do it. Rig up some real ghetto setup for it, but I'm sure it would work. Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. You know what we do? We put bids in on these. And then we'll buy the other ones. And if we end up with 12 of them, we end up with 12 of them. It'll be fine. We'll work it out. You've got to spend gold to make gold. Its historical is higher than its market, meaning that it's dropping fast. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, that one. It's held its high value for quite a while, but now we're getting towards the end. It is dipping. I'll buy a couple of them at the dip price, but I won't go too crazy. The violent poultry, danger chicken. Bit of a danger chicken. Is there any of these on the cheap? Oh, wow. Look at the spread in price of these. Oh, Lord. Okay. Damn. Damn. Cheap as chips, yo. Cheap as chips. There's 4 of them over here. I'm relatively safe, I feel, when it comes to the protoform synthesis pets. Not all of them are winners, but I've thought this from the word go, that soon as people are done with Zereth Mortis. Now, for as long as Zereth Mortis is still technically the current content, there'll still be people playing it. But outside of that small window of people, especially once we go to Dragonflight, I can't imagine anybody paying any attention to these pets once we leave Zereth Mortis and we leave Shadowlands. Meaning that any I buy at a competitive price now, I find it very difficult to believe I won't double my money at least on these, if not triple or quadruple. Because the supply of them will just disappear. Nobody's going to want to put the effort into getting these. There's also the logic that people then just will stop wanting them and their sale rate will also tank into the ground. I mean, their sale rate is not great right now, but that's equally because people are less interested in buying them. Though, whilst it's still current content, there's a chance they might farm it up themselves, but... Rarity. Bought a few of those, sold a few of those. Is that how you spell it? That's not how you spell it, is it? Hang on. There's a... What? Hang on. What have I done? The I's in the wrong place. There we go. Four Dragon. Don't have anybody on there either. They're a bit of a good price. Once again, a few on Silvermoon, a few on Draenor. Starting to sense a pattern here. The cheap deals are always on some of the bigger servers. Latest pet data from Trade Skill Master might help you in choosing which pets to target. Is this going to be... I'll take a little look at that in a second. Maybe we go... I wish I... Damn, this is where I went... See? This happens quite frequently. Deals pop up on realms where you don't have any... I suppose there's one at that price on the cheaper realm. Although Draenor is still my ticket to success, I think, on this one. It's just the raw data on sales averages versus by trends. Okay, okay. I'll take a little scout. Come on, game. Speedy, speedy. I think it's going to be very tempting to invest in a new PC before Dragonflight launches, you know. Last thing I would need is a slow PC with a new expansion. See this, its regional sale average is still actually only 30k. These are dipping. These are dipping. Scarily high region sale rate on these though. Scarily high sale rate. That makes very little sense. Either way, I'll have a couple of the cheap ones. What was my buy price on these prior to today? Rarity. Yeah, see, I've bought a few of them at 30k. It's been my average price anyway. It's on things like this, it's more of a case about just having a bunch of them so that I can spread them around a little bit more. Got the Everling Spore pet that's about 300k and I can't sell it for 150 even for 2 months now. There are clearly some, you know, this is one of the things with pets though, right? It's such a market where you're so infrequently going to be actually selling the big ticket stuff that it's really about just having as many of them as possible in as many different places. Spectral Tiger Cubs as the as peaked a million. Regional sale average of 700,000 gold plus now for a Spectral Tiger Cub. Lord have mercy. All the big ticket stuff, all the really big ticket stuff is super slow sellers, but when they do sell, it's a good day in the office, that's for sure. Yeah, there's your ever living Spore. A regional sale average of 237k on an ever living Spore, but not even one per day sells. is the appearance. 4 golden eyes sell a day. Lord. Maybe they accidentally pop up super cheap occasionally and get sniped by people. The fact that the regional sale average is practically half what the regional average price is means that I suspect that it's the golden eye. It sits at 400k, but the only ones that sell are when they get sniped for like 1 silver a piece. So, which is cutting the sale average in half. To find the juiciest ones, I'd filter the columns, cut out all with a sale average below X. Focus on ones with a 2% plus sale rate and a trend above 95. That sounds pretty sensible. Damn, there's less than 200 of these across the entire EU. That's why you're going to occasionally see some selling for a silver, I bet. I bet there's occasional 1 silver sales. 100k. Gold Grin Greymane Lich King server. Aragos, 1 sold for 100k. Damn, there's so few of these kicking about. Lord have mercy. 250k is physically the cheapest one that's available across the entire EU. Damn. Damn. That's wild. People who snag these up, though, get themselves a bargain. Flawless See, the flawless bauble worms still have remarkably strong sales. but they seem to only sell when they go really cheap. I've started to see these pop up for like 60, 65k a piece. It's over 300 of them knocking about. And the problem is these aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Wow, down to 50k a piece now. Flawless amethyst bauble worms down for 50k a piece. Do you know how ridiculously cheap that is when you convert it to polished pet charms? That's just wild. Actually mental. I'm tempted to have a couple for 50k because I find it super difficult. But I mean, you can see here, look, right? 100k is like between 80 to 100k is about where they sit. And most of them are. A few chances, a few chances kicking about over here, trying to flip them for silly money, but $50k is not a terrible price though. And there's a fair few of them and all. Howling Fjord, Ashenvale. 50k from there, then 60k on the Kazakh ones. Seems like pretty easy gold. There's some, oh, and then sell them on Kazakh. Yeah. See, this is it. When you're dealing with a pet that's, if you're dealing with something that's 50k, and then you sell it for 70k, it doesn't have to be a lot, but you'll sell them all day long on the bigger servers. Because people still want them. 70k on Silver Moon. Taran Mill, they're listed at 70k. Taran Mill, Silver Moon, Twisting Nether, 75k. Do I want to go grab a couple of them? I think I've got characters on Howling Fjord. Could grab a couple for 50k maybe. Have I got characters over there? I can't remember. Oh, Howling Fjord is a Russian one. Ah, what was I thinking of then? I've got characters somewhere that sounded similar to that. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I just made that up. Maybe I made that up. You really need a list with the Russian servers on it? I do, yeah. I clearly do. What about Ashenvale then? Is that another flipping Russian one? I don't have characters on Ashenvale. I know I don't. Yeah, it's going to be another Russian one, isn't it? Yeah, of course. Of course. Soulflayer? Are we saying Russian? Well, the Gorduni is a Russian one, so yeah. Okay, Russian ones, sure. People pumping the mission tables over on those Russian realms. Right, well, scrap that idea then. Scrap that idea. What about Corplaus? Corplaus, this is somewhat farmable if you have enough characters. Somewhat farmable. But comes from a rare, is another one of those ones that you're going to find that as soon as we leave Dragonflight, this thing is just never gonna exist. 185 of them. Seems to be relatively price fixed at 85k most places. Pick them up for as low as 50k. Even the 50k seems to be a price. Oh, that's all the same server. That's why. I was like, what's going on here? It's all the same server. Black Scar, Booty Bay, Borean Tundra, Deathweaver, Grom, Thermoplug. I don't know where that is, but it's also another one that I don't have characters on, I think. That's another Russian one, surely. Okay. Cheapest, where I can easily go and get them then. Yeah, it's still 70 odd K. Silver Moon, 69k, giggity. 70 bags for a corpse louse lava over in Silver Moon. No experience trying to sell them, and they seem to be relatively price fixed at 85. So, yeah. Nope. Not today. Not today. Spawn of some dude. Oh, Mythic Temple of Sethralis. Snaky boy. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. You hate to see it. Oh dear. Somebody made a boo-boo. I just logged off that server. Somebody made a boo-boo. That one will get cheaper when you'll be able to farm Temple in Dragonflight in like 5 minutes. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, the fact that it's not easily soloable right now is probably the reason why it's still holding some value. But, I mean, a couple of them at 50k is maybe not a terrible investment. What's its... Let's take a look at what its actual... Would be nice if Battle Pets went region-wide. It would and it wouldn't. It would and it wouldn't. The reason that people engage with Battle Pets is because you can... There's profit to be made by buying them when they're cheap and then selling them somewhere else. If they went region-wide, I think it'd just be... There is a slight concern that when they inevitably make the entire auction house region-wide, that clearly is their goal, it squishes a lot of these opportunities. For what is like nearly 18 years now, we've had every realm being its own little microeconomy. And so at the upper level, you've been able to take advantage of that in some way, shape or form of, you know, buying low, selling high. And you are, when you're doing that and you are trading against items that sell very infrequently, it's possible to do. But, but only on things where they... Only can that really be done when you have these little microeconomies. When you squish everything into one big one, you know, you can flip materials on the region-wide auction house because there's just constant transactions for them. These things, though, you would tend to find that transmog, pets, everything will just tank into the floor once it goes fully region-wide because the sale rate on them is just not good enough. And it then it becomes a case of, right, well, you just constantly are doing shopping scans and you're just constantly waiting for people to fuck up. And it just becomes... Then the only way to capitalize on any market anywhere is to just bait people into accidentally posting shit at far less than they should do. Or sniping when people do post things at prices they shouldn't do. Which is, you know, it's not fun for anybody, really. How much gold overall do I have? I've not counted it for a while, but it's somewhere in the region of about 100 mil. I've not counted for a while, though. Microlicid, we've had a little look at. The Tunneling Vombata, that's another protoform synthesis one that I've not paid attention to. One of the more expensive ones. What's going on here? Why has somebody posted one for gold cap on one row? I mean, hey. You can take a chance, right? Ironically, on a realm with the name Gold in it. You can always take a chance. Ah, flipping Russian realms again, man. 30k is the cheapest for one of these, and they're readily available for 30k in many places. Have I had any success selling these tunneling Vombartas? It's not on the first page. Tunneling Vombarta. I've bought a couple of them. I spent an average of 37k. I have sold one though. I sold one for 42. So I can still make sales on them. The question is do I want to buy a few more, spread them out a little bit more? 30k. Alakir, Blackrock, Burning Legion, Skull Crusher, Xavius. These servers are looking... I've had the desire to buy a few things off these realms recently. Blackrock. Do I have characters on Blackrock? That's the German realm, right? Blackrock. I swear that's the German realm. Oh well, I'm already here. I'm already here. There's a few of them as well. There's a few of them as well. Not super cheap, but I'll have a couple. See, this is it. Like I said, this is one of those things that until you just do it, it's super hard to like learn how it works and whether it's even worthwhile doing until you just do it. Just little silly things like learning, you know, the realm names and which realms are connected and which realms are under which language, and oh, this is a German realm, and you know, all of this sort of stuff is kind of things that you can't easily be taught. You need to experience it yourself in most cases, I feel. Rarity we had a little look at earlier. Feline Familiar, that's an interesting one. I wouldn't have expected that one to be. I suppose people love their putty cats, right? Who doesn't love a putty cat? Who doesn't love a putty cat? Although we are scarily close to Hallow's End. Scarily close to Hallow's End, meaning we might start to see an influx of these before too long. Absolute chances, man. Absolute chances. Buying these now is an absolutely terrible idea because you'll probably find a whole bunch of these hitting the market for like 10k or something. This is where we can probably... Does the Undermine Journal still track pets? Undermine Journal. I want that one. It's only current prices. We don't really have too much historical prices. Didn't you start doing all the things a while back? Pirates Day is today. Is it Pirates Day? Is it Pirates Day? I genuinely can never remember how to view my calendar with LVUI. Click on this, right? Oh, it's Pirates Day.
Is that your wallet? Or are you just glad to see me? Both, I hope.
Saviour, thank you very much with the tier 1 for 10 months. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I wonder if we need anything for Pirates Day. Should we have a look? Should we have a little look? I'm sure we probably do, as it comes round all but once a year. There are 3 things in all the things that proc from Pirates Day. We'll have a little poke about. You know, we can buy pets any day of the week. Let's take a little bit of look about what's going on over there. I'm going to go grab a drink real quick though, boys and girls. I'm going to go get a drink. We might have a little look at Pirates Day. And we should probably have a little look at the WoW economy report. At least the stuff that's not me, anyway. Okay, this is going to take a second to load. I'm going to go grab a drink. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, boys and girls. Occupy yourselves. Okie dokie. Right, Pirates Day. Where's me all the things? Is there a subcategory for Pirates Day? Is it, what do they consider? Is it a holiday thing? Maybe not. It's in the holiday group. I might need to tracking. Which one? Seasonal stuff. Seasonal stuff. Pirates Day. There we go. Right. Pirates Day. Here we go. So, there's a rare that gives a slightly chewed insult book, a toy. There's the Jolly Roger, another toy that we need. The Captain's Booty. Drink with the dread Captain de Meza to join her crew during Pirates Day. All right, well, let's go. Let's go. We gotta kill a shark then. In the Cape of Stranglethorn. I guess we're going to Stranglethorn Vale then, right? I tell you what, it feels weird flying. You know when you've spent too much time on the Dragonflight beta when regular flying feels weird. I'm not used to this fully three-dimensional flying ability. Doesn't feel normal anymore. Let's head down to Booty Bay. Can we get some graphics on the go on this one, though? See, I could just soar there, right? Surely? Right, while we're doing this, let's have a little bit of a look about. And see if we've sold any pets anywhere. We had a scout at some of the realms. What's going on over here? Can we get some pirate music on the go? If we're going to be doing Pirates Day, can we get some pirate? Does Spotify have any pirate music? Some shanty, you know. Let's have a look. Playlists. Give me a playlist. Your favorite pirate music. Some sea shanties by Spotify. There we go. We'll go with that one. As it's Pirates Day. I'm not going to say that out loud. We sold the bananas. Now, there's a good chance that all of those pets we've just bought are going to end up being flooded onto this realm now, which is fine. Whoa! This is slow. Why is this so slow? This usually just goes... Technical terms there, by the way. It's taking forever to do each one. Above max, posting at max. I need to fix this. I need to fix this. I've thought this for a while. My operation is not what I need it to be. My maximum price is 150% DB region market average. See how that plays out. Tunneling von Bar to 115,000 gold. Ouch. I can't remember how much we just bought those for, but we definitely didn't buy them for that much. Equally means we probably won't sell it, but you know. Right, here we go. So, what are this pirate stuff? We need to kill. There's a rare, right? So where's this? Where's the shark fella gonna be? How do we do the shark business? Oh, look at all the pirates. What's the quest? I don't think I've ever done Pirates Day. I genuinely don't think I've ever done Pirates Bay. It's Pirates Day, you know, and the sun rises on the morrow. Booty Bay is mine. So what do you say? Raise a drink to my crew and join the celebration. Gonna need a bigger boat. Pull 33 razor-sharp shark teeth. Makes you an honorary member of the Dread Captain Mezza's crew. Alright, sure. Let's kill some sharks. In the totally video game fashion. Out of range. Oh, this is the rare, right? Pew pew, go. Correct. What's the chance that this is an egregiously bad drop? Is this going to be one of those ones I'm going to have to farm on like 1 billion characters today? Or is it sort of because it's a 1-day event thing? 100%, I think. Hey, there we go. Bingo. Right, where's the toy then? Shout a filthy pirate insult at everybody within earshot. Love that. Love that. I'll skewer your gizzard, you fish kissing vile. Okay, okay, sure. Okay. Let's keep it PG. Wowhead says 91%. Well, I got it first try. Streamer privileges. We'll call it that. Emergency pirate outfits for the other 364 days of the year. Call me a pirate. Arr, we be pirating. Okay, Jolly Roger then. How, what, where, and why? To purchase this toy, you must have earned the achievement Avast E Admiral. From Edward. Where is he then? Where is he? Which one is it? It's alt right click, isn't it, for waypoints? He's over this way somewhere. Ah, look, more pirates. Cool. Where are you? It's you, right? Why can't I talk to you? Hello? Let me talk to you. What did it say I needed to do? Vasti Admiral, one of the achievements. Obtain the Bloodsail Admiral's hat. Try to get some fresh air every now and then. There are prerequisite quests that must be completed before this bit may be obtained. Oh, Lord. Okay. Okay. It's a rep grind. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hang on. Hang on. Let's have a look then. Presumably it's a classic one, right? Please don't tell me it's Bloodsail Buccaneers. The one that I'm hated with. Oh, no. It is? Yes, it is. Ah. Okay. Okay. How do we fix this? And how do we fix this really quickly? Like, how do we fix this yesterday level quickly? You can look for rep grind groups in the rep finder. It's quite quick to do. Just put Booty Bay on war and get honoured. Okay. These bloodthirsty corsairs are the bane of many merchant to the high seas, sworn enemies of Booty Bay. Took me like 30 minutes to do with a group of friends. Okay. So I'm revered with Booty Bay. The question is there anything revered or exalted with Booty Bay that I still need? Because if I go to war with them, I'm clearly obviously not going to ever reach exalted with these fellas either, are we? What's more valuable to me, having Booty Bay reputation being good, or doing a switcheroony? Sold a vial of the sands? Nice one. Nice one. Do all that on an alt? Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. Don't mess up main reputations. Yeah. Just for the purpose of getting a toy anyway, for sure. Hey, doggo. You're selling Vial of the Sands for 60k plus? That is bananas. You should not be selling Vial of the Sands for 60k. I suppose some people buy them, right? I guess. Okay, we might do this on an alt. Is there anything else we need to do? The captain's booty. What's this? Drink with the Dread Captain Meza to join her crew during Pirates Day. Dread Captain de Meza. Come back to that one in a minute, because I might need to do this on an alt. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Here. What? Why is there a here sign? Here's to you, Dread Captain. Make me a pirate for the day. Boom! Achievements. Nice. That'll do. That was the most ridiculous achievement in history. Okay. Jolly Roger then. Let me do a quick Oh, so you get yourself a little flag. Nice. I like. Some notes about the toy. Sold by Edward Trek on the shore called Wild Shore on the map. It puts a pirate flag. I said that wrong twice. For those who like the Alliance Horde banners, you'll get prestige. You do not need to be exalted with the Bloodsail Buccaneers. To buy this item, you merely have to get the feat of strength Avast Ye Admiral, which requires obtaining honoured reputation with the Bloodsails. If you've got the title and then killed all of the Bloodsails in order to get back on good terms with the Goblins, fear not, you can still buy the toy, as long as you have the feat. I can confirm this. I bought the toy whilst being 0 out of 36,000 hated with the Bloodsail Buccaneers. Okay. I've not done either of this, so your reputation with the Bloodsail does not matter as long as you have the achievement. Well, I don't. Okay. Avast the Admiral then. Obtained by 18% of profiles. Not me. Can we have a more recent comment on this? If you're here for Pirates Day and have been killing the Booty Bay Bruiser like everybody else and now can't pick up the quest line in the guides, this quest line is not necessary for the achievement. It's used to phase Booty Bay to make the rep grind easier, but with a bunch of gear, it's easy enough. Okay, I'll do this on an alt because I don't want to risk. Actually, let's just let's hearth ourselves back to somewhere sensible. I vaguely remember trying to do this a couple of years ago, though. I have vague memories of this, albeit slim, albeit skinny. Getting honoured with a blood sale is the start to the insane title. That's also something I've never done. Which is kind of why I probably should do it on my main character rather than an alt, because then it might spur me on to actually doing it. But let's be honest here. I can find many more things to keep me busy than grinding for the insane title. Which, if I understand, is not actually all that insane anymore, because hasn't it been heavily nerfed? I can't quite remember. We know that you're insane without an achievement. Yeah. You gotta be a little bit insane to try and make a living by playing World of Warcraft. You gotta have a little bit of a screw loose to even consider that to be somewhat of an option. Right, let's get ourselves to Booty Bays. Booty Bays. Dark Moon, fair reps, easy to get now. Shrendalar's been removed. I knew they'd done something to make it significantly easier. Oh, why is my Zygon dead? Why is my Zygon dead? Hello? Need to update it. Where's me portal? Where's me Stormwind portal? It's around here. I can smell it. Here we go. Portal to Stormwind. Take a flight back down to Booty Bay. And then we'll do what we need to do. Oh, I'm really hated with them over here. Huh. And I'm only friendly with Booty Bay on this character. Does that mean I'm going to have to counteract all of this? Oh, I don't know. Finding a rogue to get yourself the boxes is the worst part of it. Is if you mix it in with other stuff though, right? Surely if you're mixing it in with other stuff, there's some good loot to be had in those boxes, surely. Even if it's maybe not the best use of your time, but right, where's the... okay. Under Reputation, select Classic, Steam Weedle Cartel, Booty Bay, and then tick at War. Kill the Booty Bay Bruiser until you're friendly with the Mudsail Buccaneers. If you just kill Booty Bay Bruiser and not the low-level NPCs, they'll keep spawning for a bit. You might have to be unfriendly or hostile with Booty Bay before they start spawning like this. You should be hated with Booty Bay. If not, keep killing. Go to Fleet Master, blah, blah, blah. Pick up Avasti Admiral. Kill the Fleet Master Seahorn and Baron something and turn in the quest. This should give you Avasti Admiral. If it's Pirates Day, go to this dude and buy the Jolly Roger. Congratulations. Okay. Using this strat took me about an hour to go from hated to friendly. Okay, we can live with that. Reputation. Booty Bay. At war. Boom. Kill Booty Bay bruisers until you're friendly with them. Where are these fellas then knocking about? All around here. This is probably going to be the most work I've put in for a toy in World of Warcraft ever. I can't imagine there's many other times where I've actually spent more time or effort trying to get just a single toy. But on an event that comes around all but once a year, kind of makes sense, right? Checking the finder might be some groups for the rep grind. You're probably right, there is. And more importantly, I should probably see if anybody... Insane blood sale. There was one. I think with the new changes on looting herbs, etc., goal making will be even harder and makes me wonder when they will hit the BOEs. Your Dragonflight is certainly looking to be a... Dragonflight is looking to be very, very... Oh, okay, let's not kill everybody, maybe. Dragonflight is going to be very gather heavy to begin with, I reckon. Very gathering heavy. Because it's going to be remarkably more difficult for the average player to make gold. See, Shadowlands did something interesting, right? Shadowlands moved the goalposts. To start with, most expansions in the past have had a very, very heavy focus on gathering. Gathering has been the optimal way to make gold in most expansions ever, unless you're able to craft and sell things at like just a ridiculous level, which most players aren't. Most people who, the irony is that most people that dealt with crafting, most people that did crafting to make gold back in the days were never efficient at making gold. If they were to spend the same amount of time they did on crafting out farming, they'd have made double, triple, quadruple the amount of gold. But, you know, some people just don't like farming. Shadowlands sort of switched this up a bit, though. Very, very quickly, you could make substantially more gold with crafting than you ever could gathering, which pushed a lot more people to do it, right? You know, the opportunities were there, more people did it. Dragonflight seems to be going back in the other direction, though. It seems to be such that you'll make a lot of gold with gathering for a lot longer. So more people will end up doing it. Expect the gathering guides on YouTube to go burr. There'll be lots of them. I can't find many more bruisers. Here we go. Here's one. Is there any over this way? Is this genuinely the most efficient way to be doing this? It doesn't feel like it is, but I guess it's something. Blood Cell Buccaneers rep is increasing ever so slightly. 99% hated. Ah! Don't drop me off the side. Okay, we're getting there. We're now only hostile with them. We're getting places. Getting places. This is good. These guys seem to be spawning pretty much instantly. This is going to be no biggie. We got this. We got this. Where did we need to get? Did we need to? What was it? Friendly or honored? We needed to get to. I see a Manthias. Are we phased? You might do. I don't particularly want to pull the auctioneer because that's just mean. Yeah, good luck auction house bots today. Auction house bots in Booty Bay. You're going to have a real hard time. You need to get to honored. Okay. There's a dude that spawned here. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Why is he no more spawnings? Alright, I'll find somebody else. I genuinely pressed 2 to start flying then. My muscle memory for Dragonflight is already kicking in. I'm not running all the way through to get... Oh, maybe I am. Excuse me, coming through, coming through. There we go, yoink. You need friendly for the toy, right? Honored, apparently. Off question. How did you get Zygor to embed into LVI? It doesn't. It's just very carefully positioned. It's very cleverly positioned to make it look like it has, but it doesn't. It's just literally sat in front of one of the default boxes. Right. We're hostile still. If we kill the other NPCs, does it speed the respawn up? It probably does. Are you losing rep with Booty Bay? I am, yes. My rep is decreasing. Dog, what are you doing? She's rearranging her bed again. This dog's gone mad. I know it's not too easy for you guys to see, but the rep bar up here is the blood cell Buccaneers. I just need to focus on getting tags on stuff. The problem is doing this on a paladin is not necessarily the easiest. I should have just run around with a flipping boomkin and just dot everything. That would have been easier, wouldn't it? Can we get line of sight on that dude? No, of course not. Just pull everything. That's an easier approach. If in doubt, just pull everything. There's enough people out here doing exactly the same thing. Everything's getting obliterated in seconds. Come here, there we go. There we go. Now we got him. Now we're making progress. Now we're cooking on gas. I'm just going to be cheeky. I'm just going to chill outside and wait for people to tag them and run past. Like this dude who just randomly spawns on top of me. Thank you very much. Yeah, a bad day to be a auction house in Booty Bay, I tell you that. Maybe pick another day. Pick another day. There we go. We're now unfriendly. We're getting there. Another 3,000 rep needed. This isn't going to take too long. This should be fine. Wish this was on Wednesday. Would have seen some good sales. Monday to Tuesday is probably the worst days. Good sales of... Oh, just in terms of the fact that, you know, auction house bots would be less effective because their flipping auctioneer's always dead. Yeah. Out of curiosity, does killing the auctioneer give you any rep? Oh, you can't when PvP's disabled. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Ignore me then. Where is this dude? He's hiding. There he is. Get wrecked. Oh no, I'm stuck in combat somewhere. Damn. Tell you what, It feels like just running around like a headless chicken's not really a great strategy. Chilling in one place and just killing them as they spawn seems to be the better option. Got him. Got the tag. How we doing, Pack B? Welcome in. So we go, what was it? We go unfriendly, then it's what, like neutral? I can't remember the path it is on the flip side. Where have they gotten? Blood Cell Buccaneers. Unfriendly, then we go neutral, then we, okay, yeah. I think I've got it. I'll see if we can get this bashed out. If we can get to Honoured with these dudes relatively quickly, then we'll have a little look at the WoW economy report, I feel. I usually try to do that about an hour into the stream. I know we've been, I'm a bit slow today, but we've been doing some other stuff. Where's all me mobs to kill? Where's all the mobs to kill? Killing the random NPCs seems to spawn a bruiser nearly every time as well. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or whether it's actually a thing. Oh, knockback. Where did that come from? Whoa, what's going on? Chill out with your knockbacks. Yeah, very much seems to be that tagging a regular named NPC seems to trigger one of these dudes every time. I can't even find anybody to kill though. Tag you. Bruiser spawns. Oh, we went green. Why did we go green? Are we now neutral? Okay. We're on the home straight. Or part of the home straight. We're no longer negative. We're in the positives. Is this literally the only rep grind though? Is this genuinely it? Are we just killing these things until we get the rep we need? I mean, it's not going to take too long, but You know what my tolerance for this sort of farm is few and far between. Any more than no, 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 come this way. Don't you dare kill it. There we go. Whew. Oh, everybody needs to turn down their DPS, man. I can't get no tags when you lot are just super duper DPS in. I'm about to AFK the shit out of this. That's just not fair though, is it? That's just that's not fair. Pull your weight or don't pull at all. So you want to become a pirate? I don't even want to become a pirate. I just want the toy for all the things. I just want the toy for me collection. It's literally all I want. I'm a simple man. I need not fancy equipment. I need just some toys and some achievements from time to time. So anything new this season? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just Pirates Day has never... I've always missed it somehow. So I've never actually got around to doing it. The seasonal events, honestly, I'm pretty bad at because I always forget that they exist. Why can I not attack this target at all? What's going on? Why are you invincible? Since why did you... Oh, are you an actual proper PvP vendor? That's why. That would be why. Boom. Headshot. Right. Getting there. Getting there. If only there was some loot to be had or something at this as well. I don't mind farming up stuff and I don't mind grinding mobs like this, but it really grinds my gears when you're doing it for one purpose. I love me some multitasking. I'm no good at it, but I love me some multitasking. Get friendly. Try talking to the Blackberry dude. Read a comment saying it's only actually friendly. I mean, that's a win if that is the case. We're not far off that now. Goddamn routing. Leave me alone. There we go. Boom. Was that friendly? We're friendly. So now now speaks to the dude, right? The irony of having the Queen's funeral the same day that we talk like a pirate. Oh dear. No, because hang on, I need the achievement. How do we get that achievement? It's not actually Avasti Admiral. Obtain the Bloodsail Admiral's hat and try and get some fresh air every now and then. Do you need honoured for this? This is a quest or something we need to pick up, right? Can I track low-level quests along here somewhere? Oh, trivial quests are already tracked. Let's go get some more rep. 6k to get honoured. This is better speed. This is a better speed. And you just need to go to one of the boats and do one quest. You were all set for it. Do you think? Hang on. Let's double check this real quick. Avasti something or other. Kill Booty Bay Bruisers until you're friendly with the Bloodsail Buccaneers. If you just kill Booty Bay Bruisers and not the low-level NPCs, they will keep spawning for a bit. No, blah, 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 blah. Go to Fleet Master and pick up Avasti Admiral. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I think you're right. I think you're right. They're on one of these boats, right? Is that what we're saying? Hang on, what's that? Half-buried bottle. That's not it. Not this boat. There we go. What's this? Fleet Master Feline. There we go. How do we find you? You're down here somewhere, chilling. Here we go. Here we go. Avasti Admiral. Listen close, Sea Dog. The powers of Booty Bay is what keeps us blood sailing from sailing where we'd like to be and taking what we want. I'm not doing a pirate voice, by the way. Put a knife to this dude. Do the okay. Slay Fleet Master Seahorn and Baron some dude of Booty Bay. Then return and you win. Right. Okay. Cosmetic at the same time. Right click to summon a bloody parrot to accompany you. The parrot will remain until sent away or you remove the hat. Oh, cool. Love me some of that. What? What? All the things quest Avasti Admiral will prevent the collection of the breadcrumb quest Avasti Scallywag. Oh, Lord. There's another quest. Ah, screw it. This is an alt. Right. Baron Doodah. Where's Baron Doodah then? Claims over here. Oh, these dudes. Huh. Boom. Well, that was easier than expected. Are we good? Are we good? Dread Captain Maze. Now, was this the... Oh, we'll come back to that in a minute. Hang on. Let's turn this in. We might have done it, boys and girls. We might be there. Shit, which boat was it? It was this boat. It was the middle boat, right? I think it was this one. Boom. What's this Buccaneers Uniform? Cool. Right, so... I've got all the Buccaneers stuff. This shit's gonna be... Oh, it's all soulbound. Where's me pirate hat? Now you see, it claimed I'd got that appearance, which makes me think that I've done all of this at some point before. Either way, now we've done that. That's the prerequisite for being able to speak to the vendor and buy the toy, right? The main reason we were doing all of this to begin with. Where's me all the things? Thought I broke it then. Yeah. Should be able to speak to this dude now, right? Haha. Jolly Roger, there it is. Boom. Pirate's Day complete. Where did it go? That's quite literally the hardest I think I've ever worked for a toy. It wasn't even that hard. Okay, cool, nice. Click to create dynamic categories. Generate dynamic categories based on the very highest what? What's it doing? Oh, that's clever. That's very clever. It claims I've only got 282 out of 619 mounts, though. I swear I had more than that. Professions, 63% complete. 50% blacksmithing, 85% complete on enchanting. Okay, we're getting distracted. We're getting distracted. Do not get distracted by all the things. Do not get distracted with all the things. Okay. Sorry I sidetracked you with all the things. Hey, it comes once a day. Once a day? Once a year. An event that's only comes around once a year is worthwhile spending some time on when it does come around. So that is Pirates Day for me complete, though. There's not much to it, for sure. Don't go down the all the things rabbit hole. Yeah, it gets tragic, doesn't it? Honestly, I probably should have done Pirates Day years and years ago already, but you live and you learn. Right, let's take a little look then. Let's look at the Wowhead economy report for the week. Was only till friendly. Yes, you only needed to be friendly to go pick up the quest. Where's the report gone? Where's the report? Here we go. Here we go. How Dragonflight Professions work. Let me turn off the sea shanty tunes for a little bit while we take a little bit of a look at this. Let's give you guys a link. So, boys and girls, people of all ages, on a Monday we tend to take a little bit of a look at Samadan's report on the economy. This comes out on Wowhead most Sunday evenings. I tend to give it a little bit of a look over on a Monday. This week we have a couple of categories. We have a little bit of an overview into Dragonflight Professions and how they work, courtesy of yours truly. A new player struggling to understand the economy. We have a guide to using TSM to filter groups of items, and then how to get flipping on the new auction house now that things have gone regional wide, and a little bit of further reading for those that want to dive in further. A big shout out to Samadan, who takes the time and effort to put this together. Make sure you go check him out on his socials, his Twitter. He's relatively, keeps up with his Twitter, and his YouTube channel has periodic goal making videos as well. But let's start then. I won't cover the stuff that, I've done too much. But Dragonflight Professions, I put a little video together Friday, I think. Excuse me. I think I put this together on Friday. Showcasing in simple terms a TLDR for the video, just showcasing to people how the pricing of stuff is going to look in the early days come Dragonflight, with how it interacts with the new crafting system. We have some new secondary stats, we have a new skill-based system with the professions, a new long-term progression system that's not necessarily too straightforward if you're used to how the professions work today. So worthwhile checking that out if you haven't already. This is, of course, still early stages, but it's obvious to see that goal makers are going to be keen to make the most out of the specific professions as early as possible. Expect a lot of number crunching over the next few months as players try to guess what's going to be the most in-demand items and how to be the first person to get there. This is key, right? This is the key thing. The key thing is to be the first person there. If you can be the first person to market with anything of these, in any situation like this, the first person is the one that's going to win, and they're going to win big. Commodities are going to be really difficult because it's the auction house. The commodity markets on the regional auction house are going to be pretty difficult, but we'll see how it goes. How important is this for the casual goal maker remains to be seen. I feel the market's going to be split between commodity items and more realm-specific stuff. Yeah, there we go. Fierce competition on commodity stuff. So what's that going to be? That's going to be your enchants, your gems, potions, pretty much anything with alchemy. It's all going to be pretty fast and pretty furious at the beginning. What ties in nicely to that, though, is how the reputations are going to play a part. Reputations are also changing come Dragonflight. We're going to see a sort of the normal reputation system of going friendly, honored, revered, exalted is going to be broken down into, instead of it just being like 4 stages, it's going to be like in some cases 25 or 30 different renown steps is going to be needed. They've taken Shadowland's renown system and just applied it to all of the reputations in Dragonflight. So lots more little rewards to be had along those lines as well. I put a little video together last week as well, just sort of showcasing one of them, the Dragon Scale Expedition. It's going to be a big one, I think, for most crafters, since it holds, I think I counted 25, 26 different profession patterns, so you're going to want to get your hands on those quite quickly, I reckon. That's the plan, at least. We'll see. This was just me chatting about it in a little bit more detail. Samadan borrowed this from the subreddit, so make sure you go check out the subreddit. Does appear to strike a balance between keeping certain things behind a barrier to entry, which is important from a progression point of view, and preventing flooding the market. The overview of this was that although I didn't talk about the reputation on an account-wide level in the video, that's kind of the direction that the conversation went quite quickly. The profession patterns, you're going to need to grind the reputation on the character that wants the pattern. There's no doing all of the hard work on a main character and then reaping the rewards on alts, unfortunately. But for good reasons, really, because that barrier to entry is usually good. Look at things like, what's some good examples? The heavy Desolate Armor kits. The heavy ones were locked behind, I think only Honoured with somebody. This is where we need a genius in chat to fill my gaps in my knowledge. But I think you only needed to be Honoured with somebody to get the heavy Desolate Armor kit. But just that tiny little barrier to entry meant that it was quite a profitable adventure. If you did put the effort in to go get the pattern and then to craft them, you could make a fair amount of gold, which was always nice. Was Honoured with Night Fae? Is that what it was? Honoured with Night Fae. See, I knew somebody out there would have the answer. You guys are very good at proving me wrong. Okay then. So, like I said, I didn't want to touch too much on stuff that was just video content that I'd made. Just a quick overview of that. This is quite a good, interesting one, though. This is interesting. A new player struggling to understand the economy. It is... The subreddit is absolutely littered with these kind of posts at the moment. It tends to be the tail end of an expansion where, weirdly, a lot of people try to start making a bunch of gold. I'm not entirely sure why. It's probably got something to do with, like, Mythic Plus season is mostly done. People have finished raiding. They're kind of just trying to tie a bunch of loose ends together before the expansion finishes. And in many cases to try and get a bunch of gold so that when they go into the next expansion, they have a bit of an easier time. Now, I tend to believe that making gold at this point in the expansion is a challenge because it's actually the worst time to be doing it by far. You're looking at, if you can make more than 10,000 gold an hour right now, you're doing pretty well. From nothing, that is, like 10,000, profit an hour. So this question starts to come up a lot. How do I make enough gold to make the WoW token, being the TLDR to it? It's when you get bored of raiding and doing the Mythic Plus.
Is that your wallet? Are you just glad to see me?
That tends to be how it is.
Both, I hope.
Hey, look who it is.
Mancy hype.
Look who it is. A Wild Hickons appears. Welcome in, my man. Here's somebody that can quite clearly make more than 10,000 gold an hour without even trying. Welcome in, my good friend. Welcome. Thank you very much for the sub. So somebody posted on the subreddit and was asking that I recently started and discovered that you can buy WoW tokens using gold. Started looking at many YouTube ways of getting gold, even installed the Worth It add-on, started farming some old materials, more specifically started farming Primal Air and the Spirits of Harmony. It was very successful the first few times, but then it became a nightmare to sell it, with all the bots on the auction house undercutting everything and lowering the price. So afraid I won't be able to reach the 300,000 gold by the end of the month because I have more than 150 gold worth of items but can't sell them and I'm always getting undercut. Also discovered that raw gold is no longer really an option since everything has been nerfed to the point where 2,000 gold an hour would make it pretty insane to reach 300k. The Worth It add-on seems to indicate I can make 9,000 gold, but I went there and got only 100 gold. How many times have we seen this before? At this point, I don't know what else to do. I don't want to rely on the auction house because I hate the people there, but there is no other option. Raw gold is dead as far as I can see. Tried Heart of Fear LFR, got me around 1.5k an hour, plus some Spirits of Harmony, but I then can't even sell them and have more than 150 spirits that are always being undercut. Any suggestions on how to reach 300k, or is any raw gold still semi-viable? Now, like I said, we see posts like this a lot at this time in the expansion, when most other constructive solutions are relatively limited, and you have nothing to begin with, and you need to magically make gold out of nowhere. It's a harsh reality, but there isn't many options. There genuinely isn't many options, but luckily some people will throw some 2 cents. They will have some suggestions at the very least. Blizz jumped into the conversation, was like, it does take a little bit of time to understand the economy in WoW, but most importantly, you need to understand that you'll get burnt out if you think that everything will go the way that the YouTube videos tell you. This frustrates me so much, frustrates me so much, because if you've ever watched more than 10 YouTube videos about gold making, you'll understand that 90% of it's just complete rubbish. The issue is you don't know it's complete rubbish until you know. Blissful ignorance is a thing, right? Meaning you get caught up in the hype of some fancy thumbnail that tells you that you can go make a bunch of gold doing X, Y, and Z, and in some cases you probably can. But what it usually does though is paint an unrealistic picture for people. And yeah, it's the downside of YouTube in regards to most gold farming methods are relatively time sensitive. You can still probably Google how to make gold in WoW, and you'll probably get a Student Albatross video from the first few days of Shadowlands telling you that you can make 100,000 gold skinning. Now, somebody watches that video and they have no idea that you would be lucky to make 100 gold skinning right now, never mind 100,000 gold, because times are different. That video's 2 years old, but they're still on YouTube, and people still get caught by them, unfortunately. Puts YouTube content creators in a bad spotlight, but there's nothing we can do about it, really. All you need to do, though, is to enjoy your gold-making adventure. To address the points, many items are sold region-wide. The moats will eventually sell, but be patient. Yeah, if you're dealing with old stuff is going to have a much lower demand. If there's a much lower demand for it, it's going to sell slowly. More importantly, if it's such a slow seller and there is considerably more people trying to sell it, you're going to have to, at some point, put more effort into selling it than it's worth actually selling. This is why you need a wide variety of things to be selling. You don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket. Starting off with, what did they say? They started off with Primal Air. If you start off with Primal Air and Spirits of Harmony, keep some of them in stock, but when you've got more than you sell on a frequent basis, go farm something else. Don't keep farming something you've got a big inventory of. Wait till your inventory starts to drop a little bit and go farm something else. There's hundreds of different materials that people need on a regular basis, and if you want to make some gold through farming and then selling them, you need to diversify. You need to have 20, 30, 50 different items that you're farming and selling, so that you get some steady sales. That's the theory, at least. Doing callings every day with multiple alts is great. You get better every day and invest a lot of time in it. Callings are a time sink, one that I find really difficult to suggest to people. Callings are just an absolute time sink. They've been put in the game by Blizzard to basically be, your minimum wage job, right? You can do a certain thing for a certain amount of time and you'll get a very fixed amount of gold. Callings, doing them on a regular basis, not suggested really, but we're in an age where there's not many other options if you don't have any. So do them to start with. Make a small nest egg, get your first 50k, get your first 100k by making sure you do your callings each and every day. But be aware, there's a lot better things out there that you could be doing with that time. Even if you're able to stack up your callings, even if you're able to do 2 or 3 of them in the same zone at the same time, it still will take you, you might get 5,000 gold from 25 minutes of effort, but there's no ability to replicate that other than to have just more alts, and having more alts is a time consuming thing in the first place. So it's great if you already have those alts, but certainly don't be looking at leveling characters just to be able to do callings on more characters or anything silly like that. Give it a couple of months, Dragonflight will come out, and you'll be able to spend 1 hour a day herbing and make 50k, or you'll be able to spend 24 hours a day and multiply that, and make silly money every day. The options will be a lot better in a few months once Dragonflight comes out. First off, I cannot stress this enough, content creators are not making content to help you. They benefit from the clicks and the views, and you've been clearly led astray by outdated, if not outright bad advice. Well. Annoying, because I both agree and disagree at the same time. Both agree and disagree. But hey, what are you going to do? Next, stop dismissing everything that you don't like as being a bot. You'll be astounded at the time and energy that people will put in to make very little gold in this game. This is going to be one of those real typical Reddit posts, isn't it? This is going to be a real typical Reddit post. This is, everybody's a bot and I hate them, but nobody's a bot. You just got to deal with it. Yes, there are bots. Yes, there are people that play 18 hours a day. They are. It's Schrodinger's auction house. You do not physically have the ability to check somebody else's computer and see if they're botting or not. Whispering them doesn't matter. If somebody randomly whispers me and they just say hi, why am I going to randomly whisper them back and say hi? I'm not. I'm going to ignore you. Because guess what? That's my prerogative to do so. That doesn't mean I'm a bot. I think I'm going to turn the phrase Schrodinger's auction house when it comes to bots. You neither know if they are or if they're not. You have no ability to prove it, so stop stressing about it. Just get on with your day. The best raw gold farm right now is max level alts that plow through callings with Zereth Mortis gear. Be it the 229 greens, 226 bind on accounts or whatever, and mission tables. You can easily pay your sub fee with this in the NA. I don't claim to know anything about the EU token prices. It's a fraction of the cost to do it in the NA, that is for sure. What is the token price at the moment? Can we see? What is the token price right now? The token price is still somewhat normal. Where's the little, oh, hang on, we need to go on live. Oh, snap, 350k. Oh, my lord. It's going to be 400k before Dragonflight, guaranteed. Token prices are ridiculous in the EU right now. NA, we are 220. See, that's practically... Yeah, you can whisper me hi now and I might say hello. The WoW token prices right now in the NA are practically half what they are in the EU. Now, I know that's not an exact mathematical, but I mean, it's not going to be far off it before too long. This is probably the EU token prices also... It also does not help that Russia's only ability to play the game right now is by using gold. They physically cannot pay for game time with a bank account because their money is not worth anything to Blizzard right now, which is a weird state of affairs, but it's not having any benefit on the token price for everybody else in the region either, because all of the Russian realms are doing nothing but farming, grinding to get this amount of gold every month so that they can continue to do it again the next month. A weird situation for sure, but I like to keep politics out of the game as much as possible. If you're going to be farming something, farm something that people actually want. Ask yourself what materials are actually being used right now and go and get those. This typically means picking up a Shadowlands zone and doing laps, picking up herbs and mining. One thing I usually suggest when people are looking to get into gold making is you want to be doing something that you know something about. This is one of the biggest biggest things I see that people fall at the first hurdle because they try to do something that they know absolutely nothing about and then get nowhere with it. But you want to try doing something that you actually know something about, and this kind of is a similar mindset, right? If you go to the auction house on a regular basis and you buy X, Y, and Z, if you buy some potions, if you buy I don't know, you're into your raiding and you go buy some potions and you're always looking at those BOEs, you could say, right, well, you know what? If I want to buy those, there's a very good chance that other people want to buy those as well. And that means you all already have some idea of what the costs are meant to be because you've bought them yourselves. And like I said, this is a game where most people play the game in a very similar fashion. If you're doing it, somebody else is probably doing it. If you don't want to go and be self-sufficient and you would rather buy those items off the auction house because it's easier, you bet your ass other people think the exact same. So that's where there's usually opportunities to be had. Now, of course, it's quite logical, meaning lots of people are going to do the same, but it's a good start. It's a good start. What else we got then? Goblin Girl chimes in with, there's so many other methods, items, you're going to have to learn what works for you, your attention span, your server. You mentioned bots. There are lots of regular legit people who constantly post all day and they're not even bots. Don't even make them part of your equation. This is it. Just ignore them. Just go and do something else. Just ignore them. Really, honestly, it's the best advice. Don't stress yourself out about something that you have zero control over. Stress yourself out about the stuff you do have some control over. Spend less time complaining about bots and more time going and gathering materials, and you'll win. It's fine. If you're really out of ideas and are going to rely on YouTube videos, my suggestion is to make sure that they are older but still relevant. This is the difficult part. This is the difficult part. I understand the logic in this, that if you do the thing in the farming video that came out yesterday that's got a bunch of views on it, well, guess what? There is probably 500 other people trying to do that same thing. You want to pick a video that maybe came out a month or two ago, see what's going on in that, because it's old enough that it's not getting the big traffic of views on it, but it's still recent enough that the information in there might still be somewhat relevant. If it's a farming video anyway. The thing is about those videos is that you're most certainly not the only person out there that's looking to make gold, and if you're doing the same thing as everybody else, that's not going to net you much profit. Yeah, this is kind of the mindset, right? Speaking of time, take some to figure out what it is you enjoy doing. You'll be more likely to stick with something. Consistency is key. Spend some time on the Ouroboros Exchange. That's a website. I was using that earlier today. The Ouroboros Exchange basically simulates the auction house. Works exactly the same as the auction house in-game, but gives you regional data as well. Gives you a few more graphs and funky things to keep track of what's going on. And see what's being posted on your server and for what prices, and see if there's a niche that you can wiggle yourself into. If you're not a fan of crafting, don't do it. Spend your time in dungeons and raids, then maybe check out what transmog is missing from your server. See if you can get random number generations or RNG to work in your favor. Yeah, this is it. Either do something that you just enjoy doing and would do it anyway, or do something that you already know a reasonable amount about and you have an advantage over somebody else because you have knowledge that they probably don't. If you've never picked up a profession in your life, you're probably not going to have a great idea about what to craft and what not to craft. So maybe it's not the best idea. But if you literally live in Mythic Plus dungeons and are doing plus 20 keys on a regular basis with friends or guild members, dare I say it, boosting might be a good thing for you, right? Because you already know the dungeons. You don't have to learn anything new. All you need to do is find a few people who don't have the knowledge or the ability to run those, and hey presto, you win. This is why boosting became such a big thing. Boosting became a monstrous market in the game for one simple reason. There is people who don't have access to good players and a bunch of them on a regular basis. And then there's players that live in that content. That's literally all they do in the game. And between the two, between those two groups of people, gold is often exchanged hands in terms of services. It makes sense when you think about it, right? It takes time though. There's no instant gold method, and unless you're buying tokens from the Blizzard store. Goblins will offer up some advice. I've been doing this for a long time, learning the markets, taking in the data, and all the rest. Give yourself some time and patience, and more importantly, room to make mistakes. Yeah, just go for it. Just get it done. Just give it a go. But be aware that this is arguably one of the most difficult times in the game to actually make gold, because everybody wants to make gold and nobody really needs anything. No, but the activity on the auction house is probably about as small as it gets right now. Nobody really needs anything, and if they really need it, they have to really need it, because if they have the ability to wait until it's cheap, they can do. People are out there probably looking to like grab those last few pets and toys and, you know, cosmetic items and bits and pieces, but nobody's in too much of a rush to do any of this. It's not like when we have a new patch launch and a new bunch of gear appears, people are really keen and eager to get their hands on that gear, and so sales tend to be at a higher value and more frequent at the same time. But let's take a little bit of a look at the next topic, a little bit of a guide to use TSM to filter groups of items. This one is a bit of a brain fuck, because Trade Skill Master for most people is a complicated add-on to begin with, and a good friend of the channel, Woo, has put together some information for people to hopefully make it easier to use Trade Skill Master to group things that are worth you paying attention to. The difficulty we have with Trade Skill Master nowadays is that if you're scanning large groups of items, it can be incredibly slow. You need to do some sort of filtering. You can't just put every piece of transmog into a group and then do a shopping scan. That shopping scan will take hours to scan, and by the time it's finished scanning, any good deal is probably gone. So what you need to try and do is filter out some stuff that's good, filter out some stuff that's bad. Woo's come to the rescue with a little bit of a guide on exactly how to do it. It's not super straightforward to most, so I do suggest you take a little bit of a look at the link. It's just a PDF, but he's put it in a Dropbox for people so that they can download it and have a little bit of a look. But it's a nice little step-by-step guide to maybe try and filter out some of the trash, right? If you are into transmog, I would definitely pay attention to this. It will allow you to put lots of stuff in a transmog group, but then quickly filter out the rubbish that you really don't care about and just leave the items in there that you may be worth looking at, whether you're looking to buy them to flip them or whether you're looking to go out and farm them. At least getting yourself a list of stuff that's somewhat useful is a good start for sure. The filtering is just based on value is super easy. It's the filtering by the sales rate that has a couple more steps, but it's still not rocket science. Once you've done it, you've done it. Yeah, there we go. The man himself. Thank you very much for this, Woo. Appreciated. But like I said, I won't go into too much detail because this is a little bit of a niche thing, and if it's your thing and if it might work for you, go check it out. That's the advice I can give you there, especially anybody that does transmog. Stuff where you have a big list of items. Some of it's good, some of it's not, some of it's really good, some of it's really not. It's a good way of filtering it out for sure. And finally, little video by Zanzaful. Zanzaful put a little bit of a guide together, a little bit of a video explaining some of his thought process when it comes to the new region-wide auction house. Now that everything's now that commodities are region-wide, there's a lot of possibilities for flipping. Flipping is a bit of a skill in and of itself. The skill often becomes working out what it is to buy and when to buy it, and then more importantly, once you've bought it, when to sell it. Those times are not always exactly the same. It's very, very plausible that you buy a bunch of stuff when it's cheap, say for example on the weekend, but then don't relist it and don't try and resell it until maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, when the demand for those items are there. It takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of practice, but the opportunities are really big with the new region-wide auction house. You're dealing with every single player in a region, which means the opportunities and the speed of which stuff sells, even stuff you wouldn't expect, right? Even past expansion materials can sell incredibly quickly, because most people most people are claiming that WoW's dead and WoW's dying, but trust me, there's still hundreds of thousands of people playing this, and certainly the busy times in the days or in the weeks, there's some huge traffic filtering through the auction house, and if you can get ahead of it, there's some good gold to be made for sure. Standing in the auction house, buying things when you're seeing them cheap and selling them when they're not so cheap is just as valid a way of making gold in this game as any other method. And Zanzafall talks about it a little bit in this video, so make sure you check that out as well. But that then, ladies and gentlemen, is this week's Wowhead economy wrap-up. This was episode 245, I believe. We're getting close to that 250. I would imagine that soon as we get we'll have episode 250 before Dragonflight, I would imagine. Do we dare check the comments? The comments, 10 comments. Do we dare check the comments? Let's see. This week, much better gold tips for the players and useful info. Keep up the good work. Hey, more comments like this. More comments like this. More positive comments. Let's do it. An entire expansion focused on professions and flying. This doesn't look promising at all. Oh, Lord, from one extreme to another. From one extreme to another. Straight from, yeah, this was really good, to this is shit. Oh, Lord. Okay. An entire expansion focused on professions and flying doesn't look promising at all. And removing the system bloat, introducing entire talent systems, the largest expansion landmass we've ever had, a new class, a new race, the profession revamp and the dragon riding both look incredible, by the way, and they're just extras. What features did expansions like Wrath of the Lich King or Mists of Pandaria launch with that Dragonflight doesn't have? Is this what? Oh no. It's gonna devolve into I'm right, you're right. I'm right, you're wrong. Okay, I'm going to try and skip anything that's complaining about systems. Professions are still a bit wonky in the beta right now, so it's hard to tell. But it seems like nodes don't give you much stuff per tap, and sometimes they're annoyingly placed. Okay, this is gathering then. Tried to do some mining and jewel crafting whilst leveling naturally, and it's pretty much impossible. Got maybe 10 jewel crafting skill by the time I was unlocking mining talent, spec talents. That seems correctly paced to me. You get mining talents at 25 skill points. That means by the time you've picked up 25 nodes of ore, you've had enough to level jewel crafting like 10% of the way. That seems about right to me. The tuning feels similar to the Shadowlands economy at the start, where Legos took a huge amount of materials and refining time to get to. If it stays like that, it's going to be a gatherer's market again. I agree it's going to be a gatherer's market. I don't agree that it's for this reason, though. I think that correlation is just not quite right. But the way that gathering does appear to be in Dragonflight is such that in the first couple of weeks at least, your top tier materials are going to be quite scarce by the looks of things. It's not going to be easy, from what I can tell, for herbalists or miners to reliably collect tier 3 and even tier 2 quality materials, which is a concern, right? Because it means that they're making I talked about this a long time ago when we first started to see the Dragonflight Alpha, so I appreciate some people may not remember, but I won't go into too much detail. But you can't have quality being very heavily weighted in the profession in the gathering of them for it to then not mean much when crafting. There's going to be a disconnect there, which could be a problem, right? When gathering, you get tier 1, sometimes tier 2, but practically never tier 3 materials on the beta right now. Even when you've got it skilled up. My herbalist is max 100 out of 100 skill, and I still practically never get tier 3 materials when gathering. I would have to spend many hours, many days, possibly weeks or even months grinding profession knowledge points to improve the yield of herbs, the quality of the herbs I gather, which is could cause issues, right? Because it's going to put the materials in a weird space. By that logic, you would expect tier 2 and tier 3 quality herbs to be a really, really high price, because there's just not going to be anywhere near as many of them. You're going to have loads of tier 1, very few tier 2, and practically no tier 3 herbs. But the problem with all of this is when you look at the professions, when you're looking at crafting something with those herbs, or leather, or whatever the case may be, the difference between using a quality 1, a quality 2, and a quality 3 material is, there's a benefit to doing it, but it definitely doesn't outweigh the cost that they're going to be. So it's going to be interesting to see just what the pricing does on this, because people will be baited into buying these tier 3 quality materials for a super high price, then only realizing that they don't really have that much of an effect when it comes to crafting, meaning that people's crafting costs for things is going to go through the roof without them necessarily realizing. It's just going to be a bit odd. There's definitely some balancing that still needs to happen. But it does indicate to me that, yeah, gatherer's market's definitely going to be a bit of a thing for sure. Do you think we'll get something like transmute from rank 1 to rank 2? There already is. You unlock the ability to refine the materials into the higher quality materials. It's something you unlock in most cases through the spec trees. Yet it still feels a bit weird, because then you take 5 quality 1 to make a single quality 2, and you take 5 quality 2s to make a single quality 3, which, like I said again, is putting very, very heavy weight and heavy cost implications on making these higher tier materials, when the reality is that crafters are not going to be that keen to pay even double the price. You know, if a single herb is 10 gold at tier 1 quality, you don't want to pay any more than like 12 or maybe 15 gold for a higher quality one. It's just going to push your crafting costs way too high for it to be beneficial, which then makes the need to get higher quality materials not a thing. Because it doesn't matter if you get tier 2, it doesn't matter if you get tier 3 materials, because you're not going to make any more gold off them. So it completely detracts from the core gathering system that they've implemented. It just feels weird. It's a bit of a disconnect. So it's hard to describe. I need to work out how to eloquently put it into words so that I can provide it as good feedback to Blizzard, because it just feels odd right now. It just feels weird. It's going to be a bit of a mess for the first couple of weeks. Then tier 3 mats will start to flow in and nobody will care about the previous ones. Almost. But then you'll also find by the time that tier 3 materials become readily available, you'll start having people that will really not need the tier 3 materials, because they will have enough skill in the profession to hit the crafting thresholds in the first place, meaning that they can continue to use tier 1 components still. Yeah, there's some balance to be had for sure. We'll see anyway. I'll go into a lot more detail about this closer to the time. We're still a month or two away from Dragonflight easily, so it's not too much of a worry just yet. What do we got then? What do we got? This is all just devolving into, they're talking about systems. It's all talking about systems. Blizzard should block auction house add-ons like TSM, at least in the first few weeks after a new expansion release. Tools like this do an excessive amount of auction house passes and affect server performance negatively for a majority of players, for the only purpose that they can make more gold. Factually incorrect. Factually incorrect, but sure. TSM's going to be in a very interesting place come Dragonflight anyway. Its effectiveness is going to be diminished very heavily at the beginning just naturally. Simply because it's going to take a long time, I feel, for the TSM devs, even if they're, even if they go, you know, balls to the wall, they have to practically rebuild the entire add-on to support Dragonflight in a way that people want it to be able to support Dragonflight. Not something that's going to be quickly or easily achievable. Meaning, in many cases, that TSM... Look at the beginning of Shadowlands even. We practically could not use TSM to deal with legendaries in the early days of Shadowlands. Yet, that didn't stop people from making disgusting amount of gold. An add-on is there to optimize and improve what you're already able to do manually. If you know how to do it manually, you'll still be able to do it manually, and you'll still be able to do it in a more efficient fashion than other people doing it manually. It's neither here nor there. An add-on is there to help you in the process. It doesn't do the job for you. So blocking their use for the first few weeks is just not even... It doesn't benefit anybody. Best times is when TSM hasn't worked. Very broad statement, but I don't know. Do you know how much you earn on legendaries in Shadowlands? Yes, lots. Lots. Legendaries, it's hard to really analyze properly, because legendaries was the main market I dealt with in Shadowlands for one very simple reason. It was the most profitable market. It was the one I could scale to the highest. It was the one I could optimize the most. There was no point me crafting potions in an expansion where I would have to have crafted and sold literally thousands of potions to make as much gold as I could make selling one legendary. So guess where I spent my time and my efforts? I'm not going to do the inefficient thing just because. No, I'm going to do the efficient thing and milk that cow for all it had. And that was legendaries this expansion. Next expansion, it'll be something else. It'll be something else. We'll have to wait and see what it is. But yeah, ironically, most of the comments in this ended up rotating around systems in some way. But anyway, thank you once again to Samadan for putting this little report together. It's good to have a little bit of a read through it. It's always interesting to see, you know, a nice collation of what's been going on for the week. So thank you once again for that. Although, boys and girls, I know we've not been streaming for long today. I'm going to leave that there for today. I've got a few things I need to get done. So I'm going to leave it there for today. We will continue on tomorrow. We will... I'm trying to think ahead of time what's going on. I'm hoping tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, but Wednesday, that we'll have a new beta update. I really hope that they give us the work order system. Even if they've not finished it, they need to give us the first, you know, proper solid work order system in place on the beta, because it's getting scarily close. You know, we're in the beta now. We saw practically nothing of work orders in the alpha. I'm not the only one that's getting slightly concerned that this work order system still isn't here, and it's the glue that holds all of Dragonflight together. Because crafting is going to be responsible for a lot of the gearing, and the linchpin between those two is the work order system. So they've got to get this right, and you'd really hope by now we'd have at least seen it in a little bit more detail than what feels like a, you know, a Photoshop mock-up. But either way. But boys and girls, enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun. I'm going to love you and leave you for today. If you haven't already, go check us out over on YouTube, youtube.com/Manthias. Hit the sub button over there. Videos will be relatively steady between now and Dragonflight, I would assume. Or come say hi over on the Discord, where we're always talking about something World of Warcraft related anyway, so come say hi. There's a Dragonflight discussion chat going on 24 hours a day over there, so come say hi as well. But I'll leave it there for today, boys and girls. Have a good one, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.